History isn't just dates and battles, it's filled with quirky twists, odd coincidences, and unbelievable truths. Here's today's Factbuzz edition, where we break down 10 incredible historical facts with full details. 1. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. Oxford University traces its teaching roots to 1096, making it the oldest university in the English-speaking world. By the 12th century, it was already attracting scholars from across Europe. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the Aztec Empire didn't rise until 1325, when Tenochtitlan was founded on Lake Texcoco. This means students were studying theology, philosophy, and law in medieval England 2 centuries before the Aztec civilization existed. 2. Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. After Israel's first president, Chaim Weizmann, died in 1952, the government approached Albert Einstein to take the largely ceremonial position. They hoped his fame would inspire the young nation. Einstein, however, declined, writing, "I lack both the natural aptitude and the experience to deal properly with people." Instead, he remained in Princeton, where he continued his work in physics until his death in 1955. 3. The shortest war in history. On August 27, 1896, the Sultan of Zanzibar died, and his successor, Sultan Khalid, refused British approval. The British issued an ultimatum: surrender or face military action. At 9:02 a.m., the Royal Navy opened fire on the palace. By 9:40 a.m., the conflict was over, Khalid fled, and his forces surrendered. The war lasted only 38 minutes, making it the shortest recorded war in history. 4. Ketchup as medicine. In the 1830s, Dr. John Cook Bennett promoted tomatoes for their supposed medicinal value. He claimed tomato-based ketchup could cure ailments like indigestion, diarrhea, and even jaundice. He bottled it and sold it in pill form, branding it as a miracle cure. Within decades, the medical label faded, but ketchup found a permanent home in the kitchen instead of the pharmacy. 5. The Leaning Tower of Pisa's tilt. Construction began in 1173, but by the time workers reached the 3rd story, the soft ground caused the tower to lean. Work stopped several times due to wars and money shortages, ironically helping stabilize it. Efforts in the 20th century reduced the tilt from 5.5 degrees to 4 degrees, ensuring it won't collapse. Today, engineers estimate it's safe for at least 200 more years, and it remains one of the world's most famous accidents. 6. Roman concrete that outlasts ours. Roman engineers perfected a recipe mixing volcanic ash, lime, and seawater. This caused crystals to grow in the concrete over time, strengthening it instead of weakening it. Structures like aqueducts, harbors, and amphitheaters still stand today after more than 2,000 years. Modern concrete, by comparison, often crumbles within 50 to 100 years. Scientists are now studying Roman methods to develop longer-lasting eco-friendly concrete. 7. Abraham Lincoln the wrestler. Long before becoming president, Abraham Lincoln was known for his strength and skill in wrestling. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches, he had a huge reach advantage. Records show he won over 300 matches, losing only once. In 1992, he was inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. His reputation was so strong that a friend once said Lincoln could throw down any man in Sangamon County. 8. The Great Fire of London, 1666. On September 2, 1666, a fire broke out in Thomas Farriner's bakery on Pudding Lane. Over 4 days, it destroyed more than 13,000 houses, 87 churches, and St. Paul's Cathedral. Despite the devastation, only 6 official deaths were recorded, though historians suspect the true number was much higher. The fire reshaped London. Rebuilding efforts led to wider streets, brick houses, and the rise of Christopher Wren's architectural masterpieces. 9. George Washington never lived in the White House. Washington selected the site for the White House in 1791 and approved James Hobin's design. Construction began in 1792 but wasn't finished until 1800. Washington left office in 1797 and died in 1799, never living there himself. The first residents were President John Adams and First Lady Abigail Adams, who moved in shortly before Thomas Jefferson succeeded him. 10. Wojtek the Soldier Bear. In 1942, Polish soldiers stationed in the Middle East adopted a Syrian brown bear cub they named Wojtek. He grew up among the troops, drinking beer, eating fruit, and even learning to salute. During the Battle of Monte Cassino in Italy, 1944, Wojtek famously helped carry heavy artillery shells. To officially include him, the army enlisted him as a soldier with his own rank and paybook. After the war, Wojtek retired to the Edinburgh Zoo, where he lived until 1963, often visited by his old comrades. That wraps up today's Factbuzz Deep Dive.